Oh, hello. Hey there, Maryam's here. And she's ready to test out new makeup. This is the look. This is what I've come up with. I was going for something totally different, but then the video took a turn. The makeup directed me elsewhere, and so here we are. Let's get into this video. Let's test new makeup. Let's see what's good for this month. I am really eager to test out all of these products. I literally have a new product in pretty much every single category. Grab a snack. This is gonna be a long one. I hope you have fun with me. Yeah, so let's get right into it. Comment below, thumbs up, subscribe, and let's hit it. I'm so prepared today. I actually wrote down all the products that I want to test out in this video. I know, shocker. And I'm hoping that all of them will like mesh well together because I'm in a really good mood and I just want to like cover up my skin and make myself look and feel pretty, you know? So yeah, let's begin. We've got a basket full of new products to test out. God, as much as I love this system, it's so hard to like actually dig up the stuff from this basket. Where is that damn product I wanted to test out? Okay, I got it. I had it in my other tin because that's how many products I actually have this time. A metal basket and a metal tin. All right, so have you guys heard of this new brand called MaCo Beauty? This is actually a brand from Australia. It's one of their top brands. I've never heard of it, but it has now come to the States. They sent me a PR package. Apparently, this is a brand that is known for their dupes. And according to my PR unboxing, there were lots of very familiar looking products. I saw some Charlotte Tilbury looking wands. I saw some skin tints. But anyway, the brow product is what I picked out for this first trial. And yeah, let's test it out. It's supposed to be like a drugstore brand, so drugstore prices. We have the Brow Laminate Sculpt and Set. Got the nice brush here. How do you actually open this? Ah, yes, okay. Okay. This feels waxy, which may be good for some brows, but not my brows. My brows like gel. They do not like wax. Oh my gosh. So is this actually gonna laminate them? I doubt it. I'm familiar with this type of formula, and typically it's just not strong enough for me, no matter how much product I put on. Even if it glues down at first, it always peels off within minutes, or at least by the time I'm done with my makeup. Let's do the same thing here. Oh, you know, I just realized my best friend stood me up today. She was supposed to come over and pick up some products that did not work for me, or like gently used products, which she donates on my behalf. And she told me that she's gonna come over and do that. And I just remembered it is now like 8:20 p.m. She has not texted me. I completely forgot. Maybe she didn't exactly stand me up, but products are getting accumulated around here and I need some help. By no means am I complaining about getting too many products. I will never say no to PR. I will always appreciate all the makeup and all the goodies that brands send me for testing purposes. If they don't work for me, rest assured I will find someone that they will work for. Okay, I kind of do like this little brush though. The brush, I think, is sturdy enough, though this wax kind of rolls off in pellets. Ooh, yeah. I like the brush. The product itself, not so promising. At first try, first impression, this is waxy with an emphasis on whack. This brow looks nice though. All right, so that's product number one. Number two brow product that they have is called the Hair and Brow Magic Wand. So not sure what this is supposed to do. Oh, so this is actually the gel. I should have probably tested this first. Damn it. Maybe I can still try to make it work. Ooh, I don't know, girl. I think you're creating a mess. I don't know how good this is. I'm gonna save this for another video. But as is, there's a lot going on in my brow hairs right now. Somehow that worked out. Not sure how long it's gonna stay that way, but for the time being, it's glued down and it's staying. Okay, I'm just gonna need to like clean up the area around my brows. This is why I always like to do my brows first, in case there's any sort of glue or gel or wax or any sort of pilling. Just want to remove it so that it doesn't interfere with my foundation or anything else. Okay, this is weird. Just looks like dandruff in my brows. Come on now. Okay, that one is not for me. Shall we talk about primers? I think we shall. So in the primer category, I have a couple of products that I wanted to run by you and show you. One is from Peter Thomas Roth, and it's the new Instant FirmX Glow Filter Priming Serum. So this is supposed to sculpt the look of your skin over time. It has 5% Actigem. Actigem is a clinical contouring technology that helps sculpt the look of skin over time to define the appearance of cheeks, chin, jawline with continued daily use. Interesting. Also, this is supposed to be an illuminating primer. So I'm not sure that with these breakouts, I need all the illumination at the current moment, but I'm just gonna test it out. Maybe on my forehead, actually. I'm gonna take a little brush, this nice Haley's Kabuki brush, and I'm gonna blend this over. Okay, that definitely has some color. It has some luminosity. It looks a bit metallic on the skin. I'm just gonna apply this to my jaw, avoiding the breakouts. and perhaps just the perimeter of my face. I don't want to go in the center because I have quite a few bumps here, quite a few active pimples, breakouts, so I have to be careful. I'm not sure I like the tint. It has like this hint of peachiness, and it's just not flattering on my skin tone, especially while I'm rubbing it on, because my skin is also flushing. Plus, like, the peachy undertone of this primer is just making me look like I have rosacea or something. I don't know. Okay, all in all, I will say that it kind of blurs into almost a silicone-y feel. Like, this is kind of reminding me of the Smashbox silicone primers. Like, it has that feel on the skin. I'm gonna set that aside for a sec. My second primer that I'm testing out. Oh my god, I've been speaking for so long. I can't believe I'm only on primer. You guys, this is gonna be a long video. I hope you've grabbed the snack. Milk Makeup Cloud Glow. I think this is a mist or maybe a gel. Actually, it's a foam, and this is supposed to prime the skin. So I'm gonna try it on this side of the face, where I also have a few breakouts, but in a completely different area, so I just don't know how to avoid them. I'm gonna slap this to the center of my face. This smells like vanilla. It's giving like a burst of freshness, I guess, but I'm not sure if it's priming. I feel like the Peter Thomas Roth primer, even though it's a lot more metallic, it's giving a much more primed appearance in the sense of texture. It definitely is texture smoothing, and because it feels silicone-y versus this one that feels a little tacky, I just find this one to be more in the primer category than this. I'm not really sure what this is. All right, so now that I've given it a second to set, I can't tell if my skin is looking better, if it's looking more smooth. It's definitely looking a little bit more luminous in the area where I applied this one, which is the forehead and sort of the perimeter on this side. But yeah, I guess I can't really tell until I apply my foundation. So let's do that. Enough talking. For foundation, there's gonna be more talking. IT Cosmetics has come out with a new product. It is called the CC Plus Natural Matte Color Correcting Pore Refining Full Coverage Cream plus Skin Balancing Serum plus Broad Spectrum SPF 40 CC Cream. I have 3 shades here, and this is actually meant for oily skin. So I'm an oily skin type. I am also acne prone, and so this actually has a hybrid SPF. The reason why I'm talking so much about this and the reason why I may sound a little jittery is because typically IT Cosmetics CC creams do not work for me whatsoever. They are like probably one of the worst products for my acne prone skin. Main reason is because they always contain chemical SPF, which my skin hates. It erupts immediately, like almost the next day. So needless to say, I'm hesitant to try this. Even though this has hybrid SPF, chemical and mineral, octisalate at 5% and sulazole at 3% and titanium dioxide at 2.8%, I'm just still a little bit scared, you know? I'm breaking out at the moment and I don't want to make it worse. You know, I have a lot of events next week. I have some really cool opportunities, some really interesting events that I'm doing. Just don't want to risk it. So if you guys don't mind, I will test this out, but I want to let my skin heal a little bit before I test this out. I hope you understand. But I'm very, very eager to try this because I've seen a few reviews from my friends and it looked really great on pretty much everyone. So today, instead, I'm gonna reach for something that I recently fell in love with, something that I had been hesitant to try for years. So this is not a new foundation, but it's a new foundation for me. I'm talking about the Armani Luminous Silk Flawless Foundation. I have it here in shade 3.5 and shade 6. Both of these are an olive undertone, 3.5 being a light medium and 6 being a medium. I can wear both. I've been wearing both. And the reason why I've been hesitant to try it is because the word luminous is in it. And whenever I hear the word luminous, I'm thinking it's not for me. It's going to emphasize my texture, my breakouts. And so I just always said pass. Then recently I got it in PR and I tried it out finally, just on my own time. And I was like, oh my God, the coverage is so beautiful. It actually makes my broken out skin look so natural and so much prettier. So it's been a hit. And I've even been using it on those days where my skin is at its worst. I like both shades. I kind of like mixing them together for a little bit of a highlighted, contoured moment. I'm gonna use the IT Cosmetics brush though, because this is the best foundation brush known to man. I'm gonna show you this beautiful coverage. Look at that, like just glorious. And I think when they say luminous, they don't actually mean that this is one of those super glowy, dewy foundation type of formulations. Not in the way that we mean it today, because this foundation has been around for quite a few years. When they meant luminous back when this came out, I think they just meant radiant, like natural and radiant and skin-like. Because when we hear luminous now, we definitely think more dew rather than radiance. And this to me actually sets kind of matte, if you can imagine a matte version of a naturally radiant foundation. I think it has a little bit of a reflective property, but in a way to trick the eye into thinking that your skin is actually better than what it is, and not in a way that highlights imperfections the way that I thought. So anyway, one sheer layer would probably be enough for me if I didn't have my breakouts, but the way that I've been wearing it recently during breakouts is by layering a little bit more on the problem areas. That's it. I will say that brow wax has made its way all the way into my hairline. Guess I didn't remove it all the way, and it's just so weird. It's like stuck in there. I cannot remove it whatsoever. That product is funky, but this is so nice. Like, I don't know if you can actually tell that my skin was as discolored and as irritated as it was if you had just seen this. It just gives such a beautiful, clean canvas. I like it a lot. The only problem is it's $69 at Sephora, so it is pricey. It is expensive. So I'm not gonna waste it. I'm not actually gonna add another layer. Instead, I'm gonna go in with my concealers. I'm just gonna reach for the Mario one, so not a new product. I'm gonna go for shade 220 for the under eye and shade 260 for my blemishes. Wow, I hardly ever say the word blemishes. Such a cute little word, blemishes. A little bit of 260 to brighten right there. This concealer is very pigmented, so it definitely does the job of covering or brightening. I'm a moron. I stopped looking at my notes. I literally had a brand new concealer from Yensa Beauty that I wanted to test out instead of the Mario. Come on now. Maybe I could do both. I'm gonna use this Mario concealer brush to quickly buff, because this baby does set pretty solid and pretty quickly, but that is part of the reason why I like it so much. Because it sets solid and quickly means that it's really good and solid for my oily AF skin. And as long as you got your right concealer color, you can easily just buff in the product and totally conceal any dark spots or imperfections. I have a big one right here. Right now it's kind of gone. And the reason why I'm breaking out, and I'm actually over the hump of breaking out, now I'm sort of healing. The reason is because I had a pretty stressful week last week. Don't I always? I just applied my Dominique Cosmetics Rosita powder under my eyes, but I haven't set the rest of my face because I do have a powder to try out. But first, let me actually go into some cream blushes, cream bronzers, and cream highlighters. Okay, so for the bronzer, I have a very talked about product from the Jones Road. It is their Miracle Balm in the shade Cocoa Bronze. So this is actually meant and formulated for deeper skin tones, but anyone can wear it. And basically this is what it looks like. This is one of those products that I hadn't heard about until my mom asked me if I have any spare ones to give to her. Apparently this is something that's supposed to be very loved by more mature skin types. And what you're supposed to do is like actually break the seal here, like so, and then pick up a little bit of product, kind of mush that in between your fingers, and then apply. Okay. I do notice a very distinctive spa-like scent. The color is definitely nice. It's kind of like a brown plum, which I can definitely see working for deeper skin tones, but also any skin tone really. This definitely blends really easily, but there's a stickiness to it that I'm wondering whether it'll work with my powder on top. I don't know. Also, I'm not sure if this is gonna work as a bronzing color for me because it still does have that hint of purple, which I guess could work for a contour, but I'm not really liking how it looks on the forehead. I like how it looks on the cheeks, but as is for the forehead, probably not my jam. We'll definitely give this to my mom, or maybe I can get my hands on a few more shades so I can really try this. It definitely does feel a little bit balmy, a little bit balmier than I was expecting, but people have been raving about this. Apparently this Miracle Balm is really that good. I don't know. First time trying it, I can't really tell. I kind of want to try it on my bare skin and then apply foundation over, or like a skin tint over, but it definitely feels more of like a natural product as opposed to a full coverage. But anyway, I gave it its fair chance, just a tiny little chance. Can't say I love it or hate it just yet. We also have a bronzing stick, also some blushes, and a cream highlighter from Pure. You guys remember Pure? The 100 shades of foundation, and it looks really cute. This is called Bronze Babe, and I believe there's only one shade of bronzers. I'm gonna test it out. It definitely feels a little bit drier, but I really like the color. I think this is a color that would work well for me or for anyone a little bit lighter, or if you like a lighter contour. Add a little bit of that here, a little bit around the chin, a little bit around the nose. Weird. It goes on kind of solid, but then it feels a little bit balmier than I was expecting. I'm gonna use that Haley's brush to buff it out. Okay, I like how it blends actually. I like the color. For me, when I use a bronzer stick, I kind of want it to be as creamy as possible, like the LYS bronzing stick, which by the way, the founder of LYS Cosmetics, Tisha Thompson, used to formulate products, aka the 100 shades of foundation for Pure. But now she has her own brand, so I believe these products have nothing to do with her at this point. I like the color. The blending is easy. I do see a little bit of patchiness, like it did remove some of my foundation here on the forehead. You can kind of see it's okay. This is an okay product. I'm not like screaming for it, but it's not terrible. Okay, speaking of LYS, I do have a new product from LYS, and it is a blush stick. So I'm hoping this is the same formula as my favorite bronzer stick. There are 6 colors altogether, and I have been just eagerly letting these colors sit at the bottom of my basket. I didn't even test them out on my own time. I really wanted to do this on camera because I'm excited. Actually, 7 colors, correction. One thing that I was surprised by is that all of these shades are shimmery shades. I'm gonna pop up my PR unboxing of this particular package, which was very cool, by the way. But even with my swatches, you can see that all of these are on the shiny side. They are almost leaning metallic. But again, those are just swatches, so I'm not sure how they blend. I think I'm gonna go for this shade here. Really pretty shade called Bubbly. It's kind of like a bright coral burst. That's pretty pigmented. That is pretty powerful. I don't know about you, but I like that. And if I'm right, this will blend out great. I'm gonna use the Say brush to buff this out. Oh yeah, this is seamless. This is pigmented. It doesn't look metallic on the skin. It definitely does look metallic in a swatch, but once you buff it out, it leaves that little bit of pearlescence, but I wouldn't call it shimmery per se. Woo! Look at that. This color is stunning. I'm glad I went for it. Like, this is what I want from a blush. I want a beautiful flattering color, and I want it to blend out well without disrupting my makeup underneath, and I want to see the color. I'm gonna add a little bit to my nose. Oh, this is gag, so cute. Oh, I'm kind of obsessed. Tisha, you're killing me. This is amazing. This is really beautiful. It looks super, super flattering on the skin. And you guys remember what my skin looked like before I applied all the makeup on. It was bumpy. It was looking rough. And now it just looks kind of cute. That was very promising. And like I said, 7 shades. So I'm gonna keep you posted. Should we even go for the pure highlighter at this point? I mean, I guess, but you know what? Maybe I don't want to apply this directly from the tube. Maybe I just want to warm my fingers against it or warm it up with my fingers. I don't know. It just feels a little bit too solid of a formula. What? Yeah, and just like not enough payoff. I'm sorry. Maybe for like a barely there kind of look. I don't know. It feels a little too balmy for how little it's giving, you know? The packaging is cute though. Oh, we are really getting down. I am testing makeup today. Shall we get on to a new powder in my arsenal from Physicians Formula. This is called the Diamond Blur Skincare Powder, and I peeled off the back sticker over here because it says peel here, and here it says that it is a talc-free multitasking ultra-fine loose cushion powder. So you're supposed to shake it and there's a little cushion inside, but what struck me was that it says that it is infused with mineral powder, vitamin E, precious diamonds, what do you mean, and optical blurring agents for a natural glowing complexion. Are they using natural diamonds as a raw material in this product? Physicians Formula? We have questions. All right, so I'm gonna peel this back. There's a nice little fabric here, like a netting. I'm gonna dip this little sponge into. This feels like a K-beauty product for sure. Definitely not a Physicians Formula that I'm used to from like back in my high school days. I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of Physicians Formula, but I remember what it used to look like. It was like the drugstore brand that no one reached for at the drugstore. I'm sorry to say it that way. And it was like kind of pricier than the rest of the drugstore brands. Maybe that's why no one was reaching for it. But anyway, let's just go for the gusto. Let's try this out on the pores, not on the chin. It's supposed to be invisible, but I definitely see a bit of a white cast. Definitely very blurring. Ultra fine for sure. I mean, it's not bad. I wonder how it's gonna look in the under eye. Honestly, it's not terrible. All right, I'm gonna go in with my brush. Just kind of dab that in there. And just go over everything. Seal it all in. I mean, definitely not bad, but is it me or was my skin looking a little bit more radiant and just a little bit more, I guess, dewy than now? That little bit of the radiance from the Luminous Silk Foundation was definitely giving it more of a lifelike skin finish, as opposed to now with the powder, it looks a lot more makeup-y. That's just my impression at looking at myself in the monitor. But you let me know down below if you like it with or without the powder. You can like, I guess, scroll back and see the difference. I think I like it better without the powder. I don't know. Oh man, I had this one other blush that I really wanted to test out from Polite Society. It's a powdered blush in a little stick form. So cute. Look how cute. But obviously I have a lot going on with blushes today, so I'll save this one for later. Maybe I'll do a shorts. I don't know. I've got a new highlighter palette from LUNAR Beauty, and it is called the Moonshroom highlighter palette. Imagine shrooms on the moon. This is what it looks like. It is so pretty. These two are absolutely stunning, and I feel like I need to bring back a little bit of a glow, a little bit of a luminosity. I'm gonna use the shade Sugar. Oh, that is blinding. That is blinding. Whoa, and that is bright. Let me powder that down real quick. Okay, Sugar might be a little too bright for me, so I'm gonna go for Tink. Yeah, that's the one. That's what I was looking for. Tink is a little bit more suitable for my skin tone. It has that nice warmth underneath, whereas Sugar is definitely very, very bright, though it doesn't look so in the palette. In the palette, it looks a little bit peachy. Oh, that is really gorgeous. Once you blend this out and once you get your right shade, Tink for me. Look how dreamy it is. Almost looks wet on the skin. Wow. I have some acne scars right here, but this is such a finely milled highlighter. It's kind of just glazing over it. Okay, I like this. Do the tip of the nose, maybe a little bit right here, a little bit on the jawline. Maybe you can catch it, maybe you can't, but I think I like that. Speaking of Moonshroom, we also have a palette, and the palette has the most stunning shades. Like, I miss yellows so much. I miss true golden shades. Ugh, this is just so whimsical and so fun. I just want to dip. I want to dip. All right, so this is a contender. This is going to be laying here. The reason why I'm saying a contender is because I have quite a number of palettes that I want to show you. Maybe not test out every single one. Also, from Makeup by Mario, we have a new palette that I have not yet tested on camera. I have worn it already. This one's called the Master Mattes The Neutrals. And fun fact, this palette has my name embossed on it. This is not a sticker. This is actually using a different kind of finish. And that's because I went to a Makeup by Mario event here in New York, and this palette was actually the name card for my seat at the table, so it was so cool. I have another palette. That one I'm actually gonna save and give to my sister, but this is gonna be mine because it's personalized. So cool. So I love this palette. I've already tried it. This one definitely reminds me of the 90s, definitely the 2000s. I remember in 2008 or 2009 when I was living abroad in Paris, I had a palette. I believe it was either a Revlon or a CoverGirl palette, and it was like maybe 3 or 4 shades, like a quad, and it had very similar shades to these 4 or perhaps these 4, and I would constantly use them. I would use them on my brows. I would use them to line my lids, always. So this definitely reminds me of like my college days, also my high school days too. So yeah, so that's another contender, but these palettes are so different. I can definitely make them work, but these are just two totally different vibes. And last but not least, we have the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Romance palette. This one right here. If you look closely, you can see it's been dipped into already because I do have YouTube shorts on this palette, so I'm not going to be using it today, but spoiler alert, I really do like it. We also have some new palettes from Too Faced, the warm and also the cold palette. I think I'm gonna save these for another day. For today, just because I love color, I miss color. It's spring, it's been so gray in New York. We hadn't seen the sun. I wanna bring some sunshine into my life. So I'm gonna use the Moonshroom. I'm gonna do something fun, but easy. I am going to dip into Chocolate Truffle. There's like a little fairy in there, so cute. So pigmented. Just gonna dot that right here to my outer lid and crease, blend that out. Very soft. Very easy to blend. That's a nice little easy transition shade. Like that. I'm gonna go for this shade Toad on the same brush. Just seems like a lighter, slightly greener version of that. Kind of matches my mirror here. Apply that a little bit higher. Oh yeah. All right, sorry, camera cut off. So I applied that little bit of Toad slightly higher to the eye socket area. I'm gonna go back with the Chocolate Truffle, the first shade, and just make this slightly bigger. I don't know why. Feels better that way. Next, I'm gonna take this light shade, Puff Ball. Such a cute, creamy, pale yellow. Ooh, so good. Gonna add that to the brow bone. Gonna work that in and then blend the two. I haven't done my eyes this way in a while, but this palette definitely inspired me to bring back the artistry. And then I'm gonna take that highlighter brush, whatever's remaining on it, I'm just gonna go over the brow bone ever so slightly to bring back the highlight. So it's not looking like a matte, then border, shiny skin, you know? I don't want there to be any harsh transitions there. Okay, that seems to be working. And now for the fun part. Oh, this shade Fun Guy sounds very fun, but I want to go for Spores, which is this beautiful enchanting green. This just reminds me of a grasshopper or I don't know, something from nature. It's just so pretty. And obviously you can see this applies very easily, very quickly, very smooth. The blend is seamless. And this look is just so fun. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna go for this gold here called Fairy Wings. Just a little bit on the same finger. Adding that to the center. Bit of a pop, but they're very similar colors. So you won't necessarily see a pop, but you'll feel it. I love that. Just brightened it up. And then for the highlighter, I'm gonna go back to the palette. I'm gonna use that super bright sugar shade. I'm gonna add that to my inner corner. I'm gonna mix that with Tink, just to warm it up a little bit. A little bit under the brow arch. So cute. I'm gonna take a tiny little brush. I'm gonna dip into, well, maybe the shade Fungi. Typically don't do this, but I kind of want to do this. I just want to run this along my lower lash line in kind of like a soft smudgy way, like that. Just like that, all the way. Boom. I feel like that looks amazing. I am done with this palette. It is gorgeous. Next, I have a new liner, and it is like my new favorite liner. It's from Lisa Eldridge. It is so tiny and so precise. I almost don't want to drag it over eyeshadow because I feel like I just might contaminate it. You know what? I'm gonna do just like the tiniest thing, which is a tiny wing. Just like that. It's like a sharp little wing. And then the tiniest baby line along my lashes just to make my lashes look thicker. So this is another new product, and I've been testing it off camera. I've been wearing it a lot. This is so trusty. It doesn't smudge. And also when you wear it over a bare lid, it never bleeds. It never actually seeps into your skin. It's not too liquidy. It's just the perfect consistency. And the liner itself, so tiny. The tip is just minuscule. I'm a big fan. Just remember, these felt liners do get contaminated if you're wearing them over eyeshadow. And so what you have to do is you have to wipe it clean afterwards. You kind of have to remove that eyeshadow from the felt. If not, it'll just dry on there and then it won't work as good. I'm gonna wipe it. I'm gonna close it back up. So that's it, just like the tiniest little wing and like a little border along my lashes. Nothing more than that. Going for like a baby cat eye. And then for my mascara, also from Lisa Eldridge, I have the Kitten Lash Mascara, which I've been wearing in my YouTube shorts and reels, and people have been noticing. So this is the mascara that I've been testing out, and I just had to show you guys on camera. This is a very clean formula, nice and precise. It is a defining mascara, and even though it has a wand that I typically don't like, I've now come to realize, now that my lashes are longer and grown out, these types of wands are actually great for separating longer lashes. They don't do anything for short lashes. For longer, I get it. So that's it. It just looks so clean, so put together. I may or may not do another coat, maybe just a little. Also, I noticed that now that my lashes are longer, they absolutely do not hold the curl. Like, I cannot curl them with a lash curler. Somehow the density of the lashes is also affected when you grow them out, when you use one of those lash serums. And so now that they are a little bit denser, it's much harder to curl them. Like, I would probably need a heated lash curler in order for that technique to work, you know? So now I just don't curl them at all. But because they're longer and because I'm using the technique of kind of curving them with the wand, and I use a lot of curling mascaras too, I guess I can kind of bypass the lash curler or the crimper, you know, which is nice. I wish I naturally had longer lashes without the lash serum, because I just know that the moment I stop using it, they'll fall out and they'll go back to their normal length. Isn't that so sad? Okay, but that looks so fire, so sophisticated, but just pretty. I also totally forgot to show you, I have all these cool eye crayons and liquid eyeshadows from the brand About Face. This is Halsey's brand. They recently sent me quite an arsenal of products. Also, Bobbi Brown has some new liner crayons, which I will definitely utilize in a different video, but for today, let's just stick to this. Okay, so now for the lips. Speaking of About Face, we can go in so many directions. You know, I was going for Spriggy, but now that I'm looking at all these darker lip colors, kind of want to go for something edgy, if you don't mind. All right, I'm gonna use this Half Magic lip liner. It's a double-ended lip liner with a brown on one side and a nude on the other side. I haven't used it in a minute. But anyway, I'm just gonna darken the outer corners of my lip shape. I already have liner on, so I'm just gonna perfect it. Kind of like that. Okay, that looks interesting. So now I'm gonna reach for this brown liquid lipstick in the shade Oblivion. This is from About Face. Oh, it's pretty brown. Oh, this feels like a traditional liquid lipstick from 2016, 2017. Ooh, but easy on the lips. I feel like we've sort of gotten away from the matte brown lipstick trend. So I am gonna add a little bit of gloss, but I actually had this in mind all along. I'm gonna reach for this Half Magic Magic Drip Chaos Prone lip gloss. And it's just this beautiful, shiny, brown, sparkly gloss. I'm gonna add this on top. Oh wow. This is actually very pigmented. I probably didn't even need the liquid lipstick underneath. Holy crap. This is stunning. I was going for cottagecore at the top of this video, and now here we are. very vampy and very fall ready. I don't know, but I love it. I really, really love the lips. I love this gloss. It is so pretty and just so unique and so pigmented, but not thick and not goopy. All right, kind of obsessed. So now for the final touch, I'm just gonna clean up my brows real quick. I do see that they need to be extended. I never really do my brows last. Today is that day. Oh my God, there's still so much wax in this brow. I'm not gonna do much to it, just gonna clean up a little bit, fill in some of the sparse areas. Oh my gosh. Okay, she's done and she's feeling herself. Let's release the bangs. Now let's talk about this face. Okay, first of all, I am loving the eyes and the lips. It just looks different from everything that I've done lately, and so it's making me happy, and ultimately I had a lot of fun putting it together. I was kind of back in my element playing with makeup and it felt great. I miss color. I miss the maximal side of makeup, but more on the wearable scale rather than an artistic scale, you know what I'm saying? So ultimately, that's kind of how I feel about everything that I tried today. Everything was new for the most part, and everything seemed to work together really well. Let's talk about the complexion. The Luminous Silk Foundation is a new hit for me. Definitely it works for dry skin, but it also works for oily, acne-prone skin like mine, because underneath all this, I am breaking out quite heavily at the moment. But I don't feel it because I don't see it and I kind of forgot about it. So that's the beauty of makeup. All the blushes that I tried, all the different cream bronzers outside of the LYS blush stick, I would say I'd probably need to either try again or just leave it where it's at. It was just okay for me, and maybe it's better to just move on from the okay and just find something better and stick with LYS, which is a product that I really did enjoy. I really, really liked Manny's Moonshroom collection with the highlighters and obviously the eyeshadow palette, which is speaking for itself. Really love Lisa's new liner and mascara. It is gorgeous. Really excited to play around with some more of these about face glosses and lippies and eye product. Same with Half Magic. I like both of those brands. I've been actually following Half Magic from the very beginning of its formation. I've tried almost all of their product. I'm lucky to have met Donnie and I'm on their PR list, so I get a chance to try everything. But About Face is one of those brands that I was sporadically receiving stuff from, so I wasn't really that familiar with them until I recently tried their foundation, and I was just so positively overwhelmed by how well it performed. Side note, it is called the Performer Foundation, but I was just so pleasantly surprised that I had to let the brand know, and so now I'm testing out more of their products, and so, you know, I guess I'm feeling like a little bit nostalgic. I remember when I first started getting into my flow here on YouTube, I would test makeup and it would just make me feel so damn alive. It would make me feel like an artist. It would make me feel like a little girl who is still living inside of me, just being imaginative, playing with colors, you know? And so I felt that way again today. It felt good. And yeah, I will always be here for all the new products. I will always try to find something positive about everything because ultimately I am a makeup loving girl and it does make me happy and it definitely does raise my mood and it makes me feel better. So on that, I am going to say farewell. I'm gonna zoom on out, check out more of my videos, comments, questions below. Let's talk. Peace out. I'm out. Deuces.